Who will be the Last of Us left watching The Last of Us? Well, we might get the answer to that question sooner rather than later, because already the key demographic, the 18 to 49 viewership of this show, is down approximately 56% from the premiere. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. And we see a lot in today with like series and other things like wrestling, that people like to make believe that things are going well and that numbers are good, but in reality, for most of these things, the numbers are not good. A lot of times, if you give us shit, then you're going to lose ratings, you're going to lose numbers, you're going to lose viewers, and that is what we've seen happen with The Last of Us. They have lost a lot of viewers since the premiere, and it does not help the fact that they've given us crappy, woke episodes in episode 4 day 1. It was bad. It was there was the whole lesbian thing. There was the Ellie with "I'm going to be a dad." You literally had rainbows painted to every building in Seattle. I mean, they were literally pushing this narrative, and it looks like it's pushed a lot of people away from the show, because the ratings are in for episode 5, Feel Her Love, from May 11, 2025, and they're not good. Viewership numbers are down. 652,000 people watched episode 5, the second lowest viewed episode of the season so far. The only episode it was viewed higher than was episode 2, which had Joel's death, so make that what you will. Did people tune out to episode 2 because episode 1 was garbage, or did people maybe make a stand and not watch episode 2 because they felt Joel was going to die and they were like almost protesting that episode? Who knows? But the big number is the key demo, the 18 to 49 viewership. This is the number that all the advertisements care about, all the marketing cares about. This is the number that they go for. And episode 5, Feel Her Love, got a 0.14, which is not great. It's pretty damn poor. But more importantly, it is 56% down on the premiere, which did a 0.31. So more than half gone already.
Go woke, go broke. That's what's happening here. There's no two ways about it. I mean, I'll be honest, I'll hold my hands up. If we weren't doing this channel, I would not be watching this show anymore. The final nail was a long time ago, but that whole, I'm gonna be your dad, and then her face, man, running between the subway carts. I mean, we're talking about down, down, down. She looks like she's down, 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 man. Syndrome, pal. I actually cannot believe how bad the show is, man. And it's not just the cases that, Bella Ramsey looks like a mutant. I mean, the acting level's non-existent. Like, every scene compared to the game is worse.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, it really is bad. It does feel more like some teenage fucking, like, the verbal, the dialogue, everything with Dina and Ellie, it's very cringe. It's not an interesting show at the moment. It's not interesting characters. It's not an interesting story. We haven't seen Abby since episode 2. I get it. They're kind of following the game, and you didn't really see her after she killed Joel, I guess, for a long time. But I think they need to understand that you can't do the TV series the exact same way you did the game. But looking at how this season's went, I've actually got a feeling that's how it's going to be. And maybe this season is going to focus on Ellie, and next season, season 3, is going to focus on Abby. But I think that's a very strange way to do it, especially when you've only got small episodes in each season, and you've got like a 2-year wait between seasons. It just feels very strange, in my opinion.
We're talking about bad ratings here. Imagine they do that. Imagine season 3 is basically 90% Abby and her group or whatever.
It's going to feel like a totally different show.
It is, and I touched on
and I would argue that season 2 pretty much feels like a totally different show, because they've already killed Joel, and Ellie's got the Jackson people who we didn't know up until this season, apart from Tommy and Maria, which they were in, like, Maria was in like one episode, didn't play a big part. Tommy was obviously in the premiere, in episode 6, but you know, it does feel different, and if they do what I think they're going to do and have season 3 basically be Abby's story, then yeah, I don't think that's a good way to go about it.
Another thing, I said this in a previous video, I don't buy the time skip they've done here between like season 1 and 2. Ellie was what, 14 or whatever in season 1. Does it really feel like that she's now 19? I just don't buy this capability that she and Dina have got of like taking down like large groups on their revenge tour. I just don't buy it for 1 second. Looking at the game, and you know they're helped in the game. You know, you like Tommy. I mean, he immediately actually went and took a few people out and things like that. But I think the game's just done a better job in every aspect, man. I see in every situation Ellie gets herself into, and Dina in this TV show, it's like they always need a bit of luck or massive bit of help, or Ellie just gets another chunk took out of her in order to protect Dina. It's like you can't just keep rolling the dice like this.
Can't keep getting away with this.
No, but you know what I mean. I just feel like every time we see her, there's so much action going on compared to season 1, and it feels like 2 kids against the world. That's what it feels like to me. Like you said, it's like a teen drama. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, very cringe. It'd been like if The Walking Dead just decided, oh, we're going to make this about Carol and Sophia, and we don't care about Rick.
Keep the sun on your left shoulder.
You know, so I mean, it is what it is. Numbers are down. Probably will get even worse, I would imagine, in the next 2 episodes. And I mean, at this rate, I think for season 3, we'll see even lower numbers. So, yeah, look, if a show's good, if a show's getting better, then the numbers tend to go up. If a show's getting worse, the numbers tend to go down. Last of Us numbers are going down, and I think that tells you everything you need to know about the show. When the game came out, the second game, you know, there was a lot of critics, a lot of people tuned out, and now you're pretty much seeing the same thing happen in the TV version, but the TV version seems to be way worse than the game. So, although what I would say is, it kind of balances out, because despite The Last of Us game, the second one, being way better than what the TV series is, the Last of Us season 1 was nowhere near as good as The Last of Us first game was. So the drop-off is still kind of similar.
No, I totally agree with that, but like we've said before, it's like the first game was always going to be hard to replicate. They dropped the ball fucking humongously on it. The second game was that bad. Well, it's hard to actually be worse than it, and they've somehow done it. They've somehow done it, man. Like, it's like, honestly, as bad as this show is, and like season 1 didn't live up to the hype and the bill, in a weird way, they could have really redeemed this show by making season 2 be better than the game, but they've made it worse.
Here, or they could have just accepted their losses and went with a different direction.
Yes, which I would have done. Why did it all need to be the same shit?
Didn't have to copy it. The massive fallout. It makes sense if you copy the first game, because it's it's universally praised and credited, whereas the second game had such backlash. But it's almost like they're just doubling down, aren't they? I mean, they're making it even worse, and you wonder if that's on purpose. A lot of people spoke about how woke it was, and like the different types of characters in the game, and you wonder if they're making the show even more woker on purpose, just to double down. But it is fucking weird. If I had to give ratings overall, and I know season 2 is not done yet, we've still got 2 episodes to go, but if I had to give like an overall rating for season 1 and then season 2, I'd probably give season 1 like a 6 out of 10, and maybe a 7 out of 10 if I'm feeling generous. In season 2, man, it's probably like a 4 into it.
Yeah.
Or a 5 if you're being really generous.
If you somehow put the wokeness to one side, the writing's awful in season 2. Season 1, the pacing was very bad, right? But I still think there was some decent stuff floating about. But see this season 2, man, it's so bad. It's so tragic.
But I just don't think season 1 was that great. So therefore,
no,
if season 1 was a 10 out of 10 and then you watch this, you'd be like, holy fuck, the drop-off's insane. But I actually didn't think season 1 was that great. I thought it was okay. I thought it was like decent. There was parts I liked, There was parts I didn't like, but
First 2 episodes were good, and then took a walk on the wild side, buddy.
give you a long time to think why that was. Anyway, guys, that is it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.